And the one thing that I learned from that experience is that we absolutely shouldn't have a fear of death, because there was nothing scary about that experience.
Right.
I think the one thing that I noticed or learned from that experience was the one thing that produces most of the fear are our ideas of what it means to die.
Mm-hmm.
And because we work so intimately with the ego, it's so easy to start identifying it as who we are, right? Mm-hmm. Unless we establish some sort of separation in meditation from awareness and then subject-object sort of relationship, a lot of us can't tell the difference. So in that moment, that sort of ego turns off, but it goes kicking and screaming. And I think this is what happens when people experience panic attacks. Mm-hmm. This is also what happens when people go through that sort of proverbial dark night of the soul, where your spirit is expanding so large and so big in every direction that your body becomes almost like this tight shoe. When the spirit starts expanding much farther out, mm-hmm. you go through this, essentially this pain. It's like the ascension symptoms, they call it.
Yeah.
And how that reinforces itself inside of your body is it produces a fear response because the body doesn't know what it is.
Right.
You know, it's like the body starts panicking. Like, there's something here that I need to protect you from. Mm-hmm. Because the ego needs to establish control at all times.
Right.
So, and everything we know about the spiritual journey is all about giving up control and realizing that that control exists somewhere else, mm-hmm. if at all. And so once we start getting into meditation, and I hear this, I've experienced this a lot with people that start diving deeper into meditation. The further you go into that samadhi type of experience, mm-hmm. essentially your spirit's expanding, constantly expanding to where you get this sort of nirvikalpa samadhi experience where you drop the body. You no longer even feel like you're in a body. Mm. And people go through this in astral projection, lucid dreaming, but it's always a challenge to try and communicate that to your body, because it's like, oh, you don't need me in this experience. Mm-hmm. You're transcending the body. You're mm-hmm. transcending the ego. I cannot allow this to happen.
Yeah.
So that's when it starts producing that fear response in your body. And a lot of people listen to it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, I can't meditate anymore. I know people that have scared themselves out of meditation or stopped venturing more into the sort of like esoteric metaphysical practices for that very reason. Mm. Fear has this way of convincing you that doing this is not the best thing for you.
Right.
But you have to, you know, surrender to it and accept that whatever direction source is navigating your spirit, that fear can never, ever penetrate that which is immovable, that which is infinite, that which is sacred. Mm-hmm. And after that point, especially when I was out there in the ocean, if you just surrender and stop trying to control the experience, which is the ego trying to control the experience, something else comes in, something else sort of blossoms, and then that's where the source energy comes. So it was replaced, this fear was replaced into this unbelievable peace mm-hmm. and this unbelievable love. And if you've ever experienced anything like that, then you'll know that the universe is loving.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.